Welcome to the program. This is the AM News. Details now. After weeks of clamor, the Chief Justice yesterday finally allowed the ongoing explosive ambulance trial to be streamed live, revealing tense moments as the Attorney General wrapped up his cross-examination of the third accused, Richard Jakpa. The AG sought to prove yesterday that the 2.3 million euros worth of ambulances imported under the previous NDC administration were not fit for purpose. At the heart of prosecution's case is their insistence that the letters of credit for the ambulances were improperly executed, causing financial loss to the state. Listen to this tense moment from yesterday's trial as AG Godfred Dame clashed with Richard Jakpa, who accused him of heckling, forcing the judge to step in.
Is that not correct?
My lord.
That's very simple. The contract was between GOG, represented by Minister of Health, and Big C. Is that not correct?
My lord, the contract was between the government of Ghana, represented by Minister of Health, and BC General Trading LLC.
Now, Exhibit X.
Hold on. And BC General Trading LLC.
BC General LLC.
Thank you. Now, Exhibit X was addressed to the Minister for Health. Is that not correct? Exhibit X was addressed to the Minister for Health. Is that not correct?
Exhibit X.
That is what.
Indeed, was addressed to the Minister of Health.
Now, in Exhibit X, you do not find anywhere at all that's the Minister for Health is directed to establish LCs. To establish LCs. Is that not correct? Is that it?
My lord,
is that not correct?
As I was talking of reading Exhibit X that he's referring to.
Please read.
You asked a question going back. I need to go back there to answer you.
Now, straight scrutiny. If there's a line in there, I will try you.
This banter is not helping anybody. It makes it difficult also to record accuracy.
Right.
Unfortunately, you are the one I can speak to because you are the leader of the party. So please, the question is whether in Exhibit X, he said that it is true. You do not find it anywhere that they are to establish the question, the answer, please.
Madam, can you
please repeat the question?
In Exhibit X, you do not find anywhere. You do not find it anywhere at all. That's the Minister for Health or any person at all is directed to establish LCs. Is that not correct?
That's not correct.
Okay.
Because in Exhibit X, it is very, very clear and ambiguous here that, in other words, the government of Ghana is bound by the terms of the agreement and must proceed to perform them or risk paying a huge judgment debt. Must proceed.
Yes.
Must proceed to perform them. Perform now, which one? Exhibit V.
The Attorney General.
And in Exhibit V, there is LC.
You are being so rowdy. I don't think.
My lord, it's not allowing me to talk. It's just tackling me here. And no one is helping me here. He's not allowing me to flow to answer his question, my lord. And no one is helping me.
Mr. Jakpa, who told you?
He's just here heckling me, not allowing me to flow to answer questions.
Mr. Jakpa,
I can't answer.
Mr. Jakpa.
Well, after that, both prosecution and third accused Richard Jakpa spoke to the media after the court proceedings where both claimed the upper hand on what has been an explosive 3-week-long cross-examination. Our court correspondent, Latif Idrisu, was there for us and has come through with this report.
For the first time today, we had the live video link. That was a request put forth by the first accused person, Dr. Kisilato Forson, and it is now evident that the Chief Justice, Gertrude Tokonu, has granted that request by Dr. Kisilato Forson, and so today's proceedings has been live with the sharing of the video link. And so it remains to be seen what Big C would also say once the parties cross-examine the representative of the Dubai-based business entity. a lot has gone down today here. The Attorney General, Godfred Dame, main focus today has to do with the contract, the terms of the contract, the time the contract was signed, and whether or not Big C had any mention in the parliamentary approval, the cabinet's approval, and all of that. We heard from the Deputy Attorney General, Alfred Tuayeboa, who says, based on the cross-examination of Richard Jakpa, they are very confident that they have made their case as prosecutors and are only waiting for the determination by the trial judge.
The previous government had over 2 years to have, if any, remedied the situation. Why not?
He said at the time it wasn't handed over to government. It was supposed to be kept at a safe place for the installation of the accessories, training of paramedics before it is handed over. So it will not be accurate to say that it had been handed over to government at the time. He explained in court.
But you listened to him when he read the letters of Honorable Alex Segbefia. So those ambulances are vans, not my words, the words of Honorable Alex Segbefia. You also listened to his reading of the letters by Honorable Sherry Aite, who also said they were not vans and that they should stop manufacturing the said ambulance.
That Richard Jakpa said there is nowhere in this world where you would get an ambulance on the shelf.
They refused to give the accessories, which was burdened at the port, because they arrived around November 2016. So there was not enough time for Alex Segbefia to clear them before handing over. That's what they gave to Ajimamenu. And they bill in everything of them. So they should just go, clear the accessories, inform the principal Big C, technical people will fly down. They are not that you are now coming to manufacture the ambulance. No. The accessory disposable, that you are just coming to put them in their compartment, put screws and tighten them in some area. Finish.
The NDC, the opposition party, led by the National Communications Officer, Sammy Gyamfi, as usual, they were also in court, and according to Sammy Gyamfi, he was surprised by some of the questions being asked by the Attorney General because for him they are elementary.
You saw the misinterpretation of a balance sheet which has opening accounts, closing accounts, elementary. Even me, the little accounting they taught me at the law school, I understand this. You just see figures in a balance sheet and you interpret that to mean payment to Big C. When that has to do with transactions, debit and credit in the account from which the letter of credit was established, and not payment to Big C. And Jakpa exposed him. But for me, the most embarrassing one, perhaps, was when the Attorney General categorically suggested that, look, there is nothing in the agreement. There is nothing in the agreement that says that Big C will be converting vans into ambulances. He was so sure, take it and show me. Then Jakpa educated him, read it to him. Clause 21, that the entire agreement includes the annexes. And Annex B is clear about conversion.
The case, as we know it now, has been adjourned to July the 11th, when Big C is expected to be cross-examined. So evidence will be taken from Big C via video link, because as we know it, Big C is a Dubai-based business and the witness is based in Dubai. And so the cross-examination will be taken via video link come next week, Thursday, either here at the court complex or at a virtual court in the Supreme Court building.
Away from the courts, let's get to Parliament. An NDC MP for Tamale Central, Ibrahim Muntala Mohammed, says his party has shown weakness by allowing a controversial legislative instrument to regulate the price of cement to be laid. After days of making a spirited argument against the proposed LI, the NDC caucus has softened its stance, and the LI has now been laid by Minister for Trade and Industry, Katie Hammond. Our Parliamentary Affairs correspondent has details for us. And we'll bring you details of that in the subsequent bulletin. But away from that, government donates 1.5 million cedis as seed money for the establishment of the National Hydrological Fund, launched on Tuesday, July 2nd, 2024. The fund, established by the Ministry of Works and Housing, seeks to provide the needed financial resources for the country's flood management and drainage infrastructure projects throughout the country. There's more in this report.
The persistent issue of perennial flooding and inadequate drainage infrastructure in parts of Ghana continue to pose significant threats to life and property. To address these challenges, the Ministry of Works and Housing held the inaugural Built Environment National Conference on Housing and Hydrology, which brought together stakeholders to deliberate on effective solutions to curb flooding. The Chief Director of the ministry acknowledged the infrastructure and drainage challenges in Ghana and emphasized that collaborative efforts are essential to solving them. As a proactive measure, the ministry has established a National Hydrological Fund to support these efforts.
Ghana has made some commendable investment in works and housing sectors of the economy, yet critical challenges still persist. Housing deficit exceeds 1.8 million units, and recurring flood causing millions of cities in annual damage, necessitating a collaborative efforts towards sustainable solutions. We have the power to turn this conference into a breeding ground for groundbreaking ideas. That is, we can develop practical strategies for increasing affordable housing options, explore flood resilient construction techniques and funding sources, and establish clear implementation plans.
Minister for Works and Housing, Kojo Oponkroma, assured transparency by committing to release a report detailing both successes and failure of the ministry's works.
Over the next 3 days, ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Works and Housing will provide detailed reports on government interventions. We will be open and honest about the successes and the failures as well as the challenges so far, and we want to explore with you new ways of achieving results. Let us not pay lip service to the challenge of floods and sea erosion. Rather, let us follow our words with our money. Government, through the Ministry of Works and Housing, has prioritized an allocation of 1.5 million Ghana cedis as seed money for the fund, which will be handing over to the authority this morning. We want to encourage all stakeholders to join in making the authority and its operations a success by contributing to the fund.
During the conference, Dr. Kweku Emenimeje, Dean of Civil and Geoengineering at KNUST, highlighted that improper drainage is exacerbated by the widespread tiling of homes, which prevents water from soaking into the soil, overwhelming drainage systems.
The water is leaving quickly and going to the drain, and very little water is going into the ground. If our aquifers are unconfined aquifers, there is a looming danger. Groundwater will not be available in the future for us to draw. Not only that, drains are designed to carry water, not waste.
On a global scale, the frequency of floods is expected to rise due to environmental factors such as climate change. Ghana aims to implement measures to protect lives and properties in anticipation of this increasing flood risks.
The Greater Accra Regional Minister, Daniel Titles Glover, has advocated for a once-a-month cleanup exercise of the capital in an effort to rid Accra of its filth. This call comes on the back of the Homowo cleanup exercise organized by Garmanche Nite Kochu II, the Greater Accra Regional Coordinating Council, and Zoom Lion, together with the security agencies in Accra, to keep the city clean ahead of the Homowo Festival.
Promote sanitation and cleanliness, the Ga Traditional Council, in collaboration with local authorities, began the Homowo cleanup exercise today. Residents, including women, Men and children took to the streets to sweep, clean drainages and collect waste. While the exercise recorded an impressive turnout, concerns have been raised about its sustainability. Organizers of the Omowo cleanup exercise expressed satisfaction with the turnout but raised concerns about the accumulated waste in homes, highlighting the need for frequent cleanup drives.
And to start with it is the Gamanches celebration, and he brought this initiative for a cleanup to be done so that his community will be cleansed. And we believe culturally that before every festival, the community cleanses themselves so that blessings can come. And we as Zoomlion Ghana Limited join them to support them with logistics and men. That is what we have done this morning from 6 a.m. till now. This is significant to us because we want to rid the city and Ghana of filth.
Greater Accra Regional Minister Daniel Titus Glover said he had instructed the mayor of Accra to organize a cleanup exercise once every month in order to help keep the city clean.
It is important because you cannot do the cleaning today. Today we are doing today and tomorrow for the Dodio. And you look at the amount of filth that we've taken out. To sustain it, it means that every month they have to come and make sure they mop up and be cleaning. The more you have your hands on, the more you'll be able to manage the disposal of these waste and all that. So I think that it is imperative that the AMA should make sure every month they are in the area to clean the filth. And that's what I mean.
How much is the exercise cost us?
Mayor of Accra, Elizabeth Saki, was impressed with the exercise and hoped for its continuity.
Today, I'm happy that all the residents have adhered to this cleanup exercise. It is something that our regional minister, the Ministry of Sanitation, the local government, the chiefs, we've all come together, and special thanks go to Kintakitaria for leading this exercise. I'm believing strongly that it shouldn't be a 9-day wonder, but it will be a day-to-day affair. Since this morning, we've seen how they have cleaned their various homes. We are praying that this should be the act of everybody.
The cleanup exercise is being conducted in phases and had Sempe, Bese, Ablo and other Gamashi communities participating in today's event. Kenneth Jesse's report read to you.
In other stories, the Ochiman Environmental Protection Brigade says land guards working for some estate developers within Adwejuri and Ukanta have hatched a reprisal attack on them. The group hinted that the plot was intercepted in a voice recording on a certain WhatsApp platform. Colleague Maxwell Kudeko has more in the following report.
Addressing the media at Chebi over the weekend, Ochiman Akwansrahim Bafo Esiedu Bekwin said, the land guards parading as police informant are members of a syndicate terrorizing farmers and landowners at Okanta and its environs. He said, the Environmental Protection Brigade received reports of land guards terrorizing residents of Okanta and went in to effect their arrest and handed them over to the police at Chebi. According to Bafo Esiedu Bekwin, the suspects were released after 48 hours by the Ghana Police Service. He added that the land guards went on to hatch a plan to attack members of the Ochiman Environmental Protection Brigade for their action. He said the land guards circulated pictures of leaders of the brigade on their WhatsApp platforms, inciting their members to go after them.
Me wa ona minya audio bebre o me phone so. Say land guards for na koye meeting. E dey afa ye nyina ya ho. Say ya omni ye mbesi ani. Ampa me say me no kasa kura me dey send ya police for empanimfo a ewo eye ebuakwa south wa eye region no. Yankasa me me nkrofo akọ ma ecology complaint ye ma police pani aya GP aswate ne ya ma region na aswate say owura na efe Kofi na ochi kwanse no oni asase bia wo chimem so say o asase a on produce the paper chess asase we me to me je wa ha Meja nemom se wanya saa de ne dia. Enya dia task force no ebema ne kwan. Enya dia Ochiman Land Secretary no ebema ne kwan. Da. Obi kuya ya enya issue. Ba ye kokko bia na koye issue. Ebisi wo eye ba bi ti say eye adoagiri. Ebisi wo Samantha Mfoy. Ni ye bo task force ni din. Task force ni won ma atutu asem. Task force no wo say ye bo Ochiman ejapade ehun ba.
This development coincides with the killing of a 28-year-old Ofe Noah some 2 months ago, who was a member of the brigade. He mentioned that all the lands spanning from Aduajiri, Dome Fasi, Asamankesi, Adeso, and its enclave remains the property of the overlord of Achim Ebuakwa State, Sajifa Moitia of Repenyin, who is the allodial title holder. Consequently, all alienation of lands without the consent and concurrence of Ochene remains void.
Baby, it is so akanta. Asase da ho. Wakofa langas fo begusu asi edan e wa asase no so. E na langas fo no egum. E na okanta fo no edu anadwo na langas fo no tututuo egu om so. Asase na da ho na ye dia no. Enne kwans efa. Enti enne ma ye bo anamon ne task force nyina ekọ ho. Wunni oche hen enkrata secretary ne dia ma wa ene tumrika na ba fia na bra na ba ya onkrata proper document na ye ne wonante efia do agiri ekosi jejeti ekwa professor mankase do me faase ene nkrafo de bohye e ba da suni ne mpatam nyina ayo ocheman oche asase oman so emra wo oman mu se alodia title na no ono no wotumi otimi sign krata edema obi ema ode ye adwuma enti se wunni document bia e kire se yewura na chen na asama na ni signature ewo so a asase no obi na toma wa wawia.
The Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council and the Coalition for Proper Human Sexual Rights and Values are asking President Akufo-Addo to consider the anti-LGBTQ bill and pass it into law. At an event to offer special prayers against LGBTQ practice, the group implored all well-meaning Ghanaians to pray for the president to assent the bill. There's more in this report.
Heads of various religious bodies joined forces to fight against the acceptance of LGBTQI practice in Ghana. Though the AntiGay Bill has been passed by Parliament, it is still awaiting the assent of President Akufo-Addo. At a strategic vigil, we saw members of Pentecostal churches trooping in to offer their support for a common goal. Reverend Dr. Stephen Wengam, General Superintendent of the Assemblies of God Ghana, called for more evangelism and outreach missions to bring people back to Christ.
Evangelize our community. Sit unconcerned beyond the prayer. Beyond the prayer. The panacea to this nonsense is to send the light, is to send the gospel to the nook and cranny of this country. We have stopped school evangelism. Today we have stopped hospital visitation. And these guys are evangelizing. We must wake up. We must wake up.
Second Deputy Vice Chair of GPCC, Apostle Dr. Aaron Amina, who is also the president of the Apostolic Church Ghana, indicated that the fight against LGBTQI has taken a whole different dimension, needing the intervention of God.
Our nation must experience God in a new way. Jehovah will speak again. This problem has come during our time. We must fight it. Fortunately for us, the battle is not ours.
On his part, lawyer Moses Fo Amwenin, Executive Secretary of the Coalition for Proper Human Sexual Rights and Values, called on all flag bearers and running mates, together with other stakeholders, to boldly declare their stance on the LGBTQI issue.
Presidential candidate Dr. Baumianswa Kase Ondu Chiri. But me, Madam for Dr. Alan Chamati, maintaining Dr. Okwa, sorry, I was say he is Christ like. Now, Christ like an Ayanti Wunkain. Dr. Mesro, who are Christ like. I was a witcher with Christ likeness. Nasa issue will declare position on the matter. Nanya presidential candidate, Omo
vice presidential candidate no so. Ye baby some. Anti ora na po a ka je doctor ye ba o ye baby sa o. Hin na wugina, una ni gina hin. Na madam professor so no so ye baby sa no. And then all the vice presidential.
And it's an unending rivalry between Kumasi Wesley Girls Senior High School and Kumasi Girls Senior High School after the two schools clashed in the Ashanti Regional Qualifiers of the National Science and Math Quiz. In a battle for academic supremacy, Kewegehe beat their all-time rivals, Kumasi Girls, only to concede to Adamomasi Senior High School, who are making their debut appearance at the national stage. Emmanuel Bright-Kweku reports from Kumasi.
At least beating Kumasi Girls, you are okay with it? Well, I can say it's cool for now because the Kumasi Wesley Girls High School and Kumasi Girls too, we are not that cool, as I can say, but I would say we are cool for now. Beating Kumasi Girls is cool. But what we're expecting, we couldn't, it didn't happen though, but then we are cool for now. Kumasi Girls, no. We are not even expecting them to beat Kewege or to overcome Kewege. No. Even when you get to Interco and other stuff, no, they'll be giving out Jama, insulting us here and there. But today, no, you were not expecting that to happen. But once we have overcome them, we are cool. But you couldn't, but I think next time, all things being equal, something better will happen.
Big shout out to our Kumasi Girls, okay?
We are happy at least you beat them.
Yes, we beat Kumasi Girls, that's all. Yes. Nothing much again, please. We are hoping that definitely by the end of this contest we should beat Kumasi Girls. But next aspect, we will try as much as possible to be on top and also qualify to the next stage. Shout out to Kewege.
And so these are the students from Adamomasi SHS, and they have qualified for the first time to the national stage of the National Science and Math Quiz. They beat city rivals, Kumasi Wesley Girls and also Kumasi Girls and Namong SHS to qualify to the national stage for the very first time. I can see you taking a photo. How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm very, very excited. I'm even speechless.
You are talking now.
This one is a big breakthrough. This is the first time for adults to win and go to the national. Give thanks to the Almighty God. I feel happy what my students are enjoying. So it is all thanks be the Almighty God and to my contestants. Thank you.
So do you think Kumasi Girls and Kumasi Wesley Girls were no match at all?
Not necessary. Like I said, it is God that has seen us through.
I'm even speechless. I don't know how to say. I feel very sensational. I'm very happy.
Knowledge is from God, and we seek and we acquire it. So we are happy now.
Okay, now you're coming to the nationals. You have the likes of experienced schools like Prempeh College, OWAS.
They should wait, we are coming. They should wait. We are coming, they should wait for us.
We are not scared.
Why? We are not scared. We are coming. We are coming for them. They should wait for us. We are coming for them.
Per you asked a question that what will you do to Prempeh College? There is a saying that empty vessels make more sound. Therefore, we don't have much to say. But when we meet them, then we go show them.
That's what we can tell you guys.
All right, sure. And so these are the students and teachers from Adamomasi SHS, and they have qualified to the grand finale. They beat to the national stage. They beat Saint Kumasi Wesley Girls, Kumasi Girls, and Namong SHS, and to make their debut appearance. It was actually a tiebreaker between them and Namong, but some people are speculating that Kumasi Wesley Girls and Kumasi Girls came here only to fight over rivalry, and Kumasi Wesley Girls managed to actually beat Kumasi Girls, and so at least for them they are happy, but they will not be qualified to the national stage. From here at the KNUS Auditorium, my name is Emmanuel Bright-Kweku.
Up next is Business Updates with Benjamin Akakpo.
Well, let's settle for business now, as the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana is upbeat. The stabilization of the local currency will play a significant role in ensuring prices of fuel drop at the pumps. Now, according to COPEC, if the inflows from the IMF normalize the cedi rate, consumers will witness cheaper costs of fuel at the pumps before the end of the month. His comment comes at a time where some oil marketing companies have increased prices of their products, attributing the hike to the cedi's depreciation and world market prices. Executive Secretary of COPEC, Duncan Amoah, tells Joy Business steps must be taken to stabilize the cedi to ensure cheaper costs of fuel.
I'm quite confident of is that if indeed the cedi stabilizes with the inflow of this IMF 360 million USD into the economy, then possibility of petrol prices being stable for next window or probably going down exists immeasurable. But as it stands, you cannot even be sure, because we saw in February when the IMF money came, that was when the city decided to start, depreciating a few days after the money had come. So we'll just wait to see by the middle of the month to see how bad or good the city's run of form gets. And if it gets good, as has been projected, I am quite certain that fuel prices would not only stabilize, but it will come down before the end of the month, July.
And on that fuel-related note, we cap off the news, handing over back to Sweetie Abochi.
Yes, Benjamin, and now let's get ready for the news review, because that's the end of the AM News now. Stay with us.